Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Create Above and Beyond. Since we last left off, as you can see, I still haven't changed my skin, which may be a new record for after an MCC that I didn't even win. Maybe I'm just still dwelling on the whole thing because we got robbed at the last second due to an eating food and hole-in-the-wall mechanic. Make sure to like the video for me definitely not being salty. I'm perfectly calm about the whole thing. So I've cleared out and done a little bit of prep work here for some of the stuff we're going to be doing today. I'll get into it a little bit more later because this is for controlled TNT explosions, and before we can do that, we need to start automatically generating sand, which is going to happen in the area I cleared out between a couple episodes ago and the last episode, and we're going to put that to use, and that is going to give us a new source of clay production, so we don't have to worry about the nets anymore, which is going to be great because I just put my last nets that I had crafted into use over there, and I'm hoping that's the last time I ever have to manually do anything with the nets ever again. So it's basically going to be a duplicate of this setup. In fact, I was thinking, because look, our gravel is generating quicker than this belt can actually take it. So I was like, is there a way I can just, pull off the gravel that we're generating in excess that's just like waiting after it gets ejected? But I think it'd just be like a little bit complicated. So it's not hard for us to make more of the igneous extruders, and I have millstone. So I'm thinking I'm just going to make like 4 more igneous extruders, pump them into the millstone here, and then the gravel gets put into the crushing wheels, which makes sand and clay as a byproduct, which we're gonna then pass through this tunnel that I made all the way over to there. Also, since last time, I learned that, did you know you can actually craft in the crafting grid inside of the storage system? You can do that. It's pretty cool. Like, I could make a new gearbox. I didn't have to pull out a crafting table from in here. And then, I'm kidding, I didn't learn that. Old habits die hard when you've been doing this entire series so far manually with crafting tables and pulling out of chests and all that stuff. So again, we use this now. I want to say though that even in the small amount of work that I was doing over there in between episodes, this thing, it's a godsend. I don't have to run across to the other side of the factory because I forgot a brass machine in a chest or something like that. It's just here, and it's beautiful. And as it turns out, you can actually do interaction, input, output with it using these wormholes. And I was considering making one of these wormholes because it's not terribly expensive in order to take the sand from over there and bring it to the new input where we're going to be crafting TNT. I decided against it though because I don't know how to do like levels and making sure there's a buffer inside the system. We may need to use sand for crafting recipes in here in the future. So I want the sand that's in here to stay and not continue to be exported out, if that makes any sense. All right, so anyway, in order to figure out the space we need here, I want to work backwards, right? In a way, I feel like if our clay is going to be going up here, right, we should figure out our conveyor belts for the clay and figure out our conveyor belt situation for the sand, and then using that, right, we can kind of figure out where to put the crushing wheels and the extruders and all of that. So I think the way we do this is we put drawers here. Flint will go in the center here. We'll have clay inserting into this one, and then we'll have the sand inserting into this one. Then the sand is going to get taken out this way, sent down the tunnel, and the clay is going to get taken over here, and I can actually connect the conveyor belts. Maybe I can actually connect the conveyor belts, create, a fantastic mod, but the belts on occasion, they get a little bit wonky if you accidentally clicked one somewhere else and then you try to do the whole thing. Anyway, it's all good. Everything is good now. Okay, so this one will be flint, this one will be sand, and this one will be clay. And then we want to make sure that we've locked each of them, and that'll act as our filter. I still feel like doing this works well for being a filter as opposed to necessarily doing like the brass funnels on the other side of this thing. And now all we have to do is add the andesite funnels on the other side. And then it's like, oh, I need more andesite funnels? Okay, well, let me just grab the andesite machine. And then I didn't put a stone cutter in here, but one's not too far away. And then we can just get some more, and I don't have to run to another chest and be like, where did I put my andesite machines? I don't know. I just go into the storage system and everything works so well. It's incredible. And there we go. So now what we need to do is basically just have the crushing wheels inputting into here. I'm a little nervous about hitting stress limits here without adding more windmills because we have the crushing wheels here. We have the crushing wheels already set up doing the singularities. Then we also need more crushing wheels for these chromatic singularities. They're a couple steps down the road, so we may not get to them today, but there's more crushing wheels. It's a lot of crushing things, and we want them to be running quickly, especially here, so that we really can churn out, especially the clay, and get that fed in. Anyway, I'm gonna have the sand exporting from a different side here, so I can just put this gearbox down and have the rotation flipped. It'll just be easier than doing it next to this, which is going the opposite direction. I don't know how I get the shaft to be working, so you get the idea. Simplify the whole process, have it going down, and that should work. Okay, so let's get the crushing wheels set up. I think I died for these. I hope they work really well. In the interest of not dying terribly again, I'm gonna wait to power these until after I've got the whole igneous extruder setup done on top, so I don't fall in and, well, I'll only lose 21 levels this time, but it's 21 more levels than I'd like to lose. In theory, this is all great when I'm standing completely still, but I have to get rotation into all of the things that I'm setting up here, and we'll see how feasible that is to do. Like, it's the exact same setup that I have on the other side of this for our iron production, but like, it's just, there's more things that have to be spinning here, and I hope they're not all like competing with each other and stuff. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna then have the igneous extruders sat on top of each of these, right? Like that, and like so. And then I put these down. These are gonna be for the water and the lava. We just need 3 lava and 4 water, and that should be enough. And there we go. And then we just do, obviously, the andesite funnels on print. It's gone a little tall in here. It's gone a little vertical, but that's okay. That's fine. And then we just, do we have any glass? Hopefully. And then, no, we don't have any glass, but that's why we're making sand, so we can get lots more glass. It's actually not at all what we're doing, but let me go get the lava at the very least. Excuse me, did I say 3 lava and 4 water? I meant 2 lava and 3 water. Also, yeah, I didn't make this look nice in between episodes. Just ignore that. You don't have to think about it. We're not going in there. We don't have to go in there. And oh, frick, I got myself off the line there. I was in a little bit of a rush. Everything's good. Didn't die. That's all we can hope for. Ooh. An exciting discovery. What's it gonna be? What the frick did we just get there? A slime explosive. Okay, well, let's put that away. Otherwise, guaranteed, I'm going to click it and initiate it inside of my factory, which actually, you know what? It doesn't matter because we're in claim chunks, and that's like a huge thing for being able to do the controlled TNT explosion. We're inside of claim chunks. We don't need to put it into water. It's not gonna grief. He says his famous last words. I'm gonna find a way to mess this up. I just know it. I really am. There's no other way that this could happen, right? Oh man, we might be in claim chunks, but leave it to Jardon to figure out a way to accidentally blow up the claimed chunks. I'm gonna try not to, but okay, anyway, so yeah, let me get some glass put down here, and then we can finalize the liquid for this stuff. I think that goes, okay, come on. Got it. Beautiful, beautiful. Don't mess this up, don't mess this up. So lava there, and then the others are gonna be water. Can you get it, can you get it? Yeet! Got it, perfect. And 3 water. Okay, so, there we go. So yeah, what this means is right now these millstones are gonna get completely overloaded. So that's gonna be cool. Also, we're gonna want to just have cogs in between each of these. The biggest problem with doing anything inside of the factory is that you break a block and it ends up on a conveyor belt somewhere, and then it clogs up the whole thing and you don't even realize until it's just been sitting there static for far too long. And then you're like, oh, I could have had like 20 more stacks of stuff. But instead, it was just sitting there doing nothing. Anyway, okay, I have to think on like how to get this all wired up. This really is gonna take a lot of stress units with all the millstones and the crushing wheels. I'm like, oh, should I have just taken the excess gravel over there? But anyway, okay, so that is going the right way to begin with. I can't have these on a crazy high setting for now, but I probably should have them on a much higher setting. We'll start with this, and then when inevitably it's not doing enough, then yeah, okay, but that's probably right now like dumping things into the crushing wheels, which aren't obviously spinning at the moment, but hey, there's a bit of gravel. That's great. I guess now is as good a time as any to see if the crushing wheels work. That is probably putting a lot of stress out. Let me just check with the engineer's goggles and see what they're doing. If I can tell, probably a lot. Hello, how we doing here? 512 is not that bad. It's going in the correct direction, which is good. I just linked it up here so it's a little bit faster. And let's see, is it possible for me to have this now go in the opposing direction? It's working. Okay, is it actually taking the gravel? Is the gravel going into the crushing wheels, or do I might need to add a chute? Oh, shoot. Why would it not be? Why would the conveyor belt not just dump straight into there. That's very silly. It's behaving in a very silly fashion, and it should feel bad about it. So I wonder actually if we have a situation where, so that's lava or water above there. Is it blocking, or do I just perhaps need to add a chute? I think it's working with just adding the chute. There we go. There we go. We got sand, we got clay, let's go. It's happening. It's happening, everybody. It's working. Okay, so now clay, 9, huge, sand, 18, omega. So we can just pull out of there, and then we have clay, and that is going straight into our clay production. So big, so big. This is huge. I'm stuck. Okay, amazing. So that's obviously with only one side going at the moment. So I just needed to add a chute in there, but now everything... It's kind of impressive. Wait, how is this even? It's working, I guess. The gravel is feeding into the chute, right? Yep, okay. It's, you know, everything is, it's very dense in there, but apparently it's all functioning. So now I just need to get the other side moving. Okay, this is gonna bother me to no end, but the easiest way to get this conveyor belt moving in the correct direction is to run it off of this gearbox from the crushing wheels, but that means it's gonna be moving twice as fast as this one over here. And so in the interest of that not bothering me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna speed everything else up. It's only 128 stress units right now. If we bring it to 256, it should still be okay. Okay, I'm just gonna have it all running off of one shaft now, which simplifies things. This should work, right? And then one more gearbox to reverse it. Okay, everything is good. That conveyor belt is going in the right direction. That conveyor belt is going in the right direction, and this should mean that our sand production is quadrupled now because we have twice as many going in, twice the speed. Sand is happening. Look at it go. Okay, this is huge. I'm waiting for the clay to happen and slash the flint and all of that. There we go. Oh, there's a clay. Okay, I was like, maybe I need multiple outputs, but yep, okay, perfect. This is good news. So I'm hoping that 1 and 8 is supposed to be clay, right? So I hope that sort of matches or exceeds the rate at which we were getting clay previously from the nets. He says, as he really doesn't see a great deal of clay coming out, but still, fingers crossed, right? Oh, that's why. I thought it was a 12.5% chance. It's a 5% chance. Okay, so there may be room to improve the clay production in the future, but I mean, the rate at which we're getting sand is fairly rapid and definitely going to be enough, I think, for our TNT setup. It's not super pretty in here. We can add the factory blocks in between episodes, but yeah, it's a bit of a monstrosity. I don't know how I could shrink it too much more though, using the amount of igneous extruders that we are, and it's working. We're getting a lot of sand, which was the goal, but maybe I'm going to keep the nets for a little bit, just until we repeat this at least 10 more times. Let's add a storage upgrade into here. We're definitely going to need that. And now we can work on getting the sand over to where it needs to be. Please don't get in my way, man. Oh, he's going to get on the conveyor belt and he's going to go for a ride, isn't he? That's what's going to happen there. And then up to here. Okay. So, it's a bit of an awkward position to be. Help! I'm stuck inside the conveyor belt. Oh God. This is up there with getting stuck between the door and an elevator. This is like an escalator, which is actually probably even worse than a freaking elevator. Get me out! Help! Okay. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So yeah, once we get the thing on there, the funnel, then we can pass the sand over, and we just need it to go into a depot. The reason why we're gonna have it go into a depot is TNT has a bit of a more annoying crafting recipe, right? Like if we look it up, you're all familiar with the crafting recipe for TNT, but what this means for mechanical crafters is I can't do the same sort of thing that I did over here with the crushing wheels, right? Where with the crushing wheels, I was able to just have these all be one thing that automatically get imported, and the inner ones could be another thing. With these, I can't interlink a checkerboard. So the way that I think we're gonna end up doing this is we're gonna use brass funnels that have filters on them, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put brass funnels on every single one of these. I hope that I actually do this correctly. And then I'm gonna get I need to get some sand. Don't worry, I'll be able to get some sand pretty easily out of the drawer over there. for the sake of the funnel. And then I just need to do gunpowder. So it's going to be gunpowder in each of, I'm basically just, it's going to be the crafting recipe, right? And then we put sand in the other parts. And then what we're going to do is I have a mechanical arm, and that's why I already kind of pre-wired this here. I'll get into the whole crisscross conveyor belts and what those are going to be doing in a moment, but we're gonna have the mechanical arm going here, which actually I'm gonna need to set up and stuff, but one depot is gonna be here. The other depot may be here, and I'm hoping it'll have the range. It should have the range. Depot here and depot here. So let me get the depots ready to go. And then we should be able to place that down right there. So that'll be depot number 2. And then another andesite funnel. We're gonna need to make some more, but that's fine. So andesite funnel, basically gonna go into there. So we're gonna be inserting the sand into the depot for the mechanical arm to grab. Likewise, this is going to be inserting the gunpowder into it. And I think you can do this with just one mechanical arm, but I haven't done this before, so I'm probably gonna mess it up. First, let me just try with the gunpowder here and make sure it only feeds one at a time onto the depot, and then it holds the others. Okay, perfect, that's good. So I guess let's get the sand feeding over here, and then we'll have all the supplies that we need for the TNT. All right, here comes the sand. Perfect. Now we'll be able to grab that for the filtering. Run over here, and in real time, it should start appearing. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. They're not the fastest belts ever, but you know, it's fine. And now I can just grab that off of there, and then we want sand, 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 sand. Okay, moment of truth here. So like, takes items from depot, and then put it in. Yeah, okay, it's working, I hope. It's working. Wait, does it work? Does it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Wait, it did the thing. It's not very fast, but it is doing the thing. Let's go. Okay, I'm really gonna need to speed this up. I was only 128. Okay, we can kick this up a notch, but holy heck, it's actually working. I did not think that this was gonna work, but I was like, how in the world am I gonna do this? Because I can't, you know, do the same sort of wrench system as over there. But okay, wait, TNT, let's go, perfect. Okay, and now it'll keep doing it again. Now these, I don't think we need to have going super fast because TNT is not a super big crafting recipe. But yeah, mechanical arm, we're gonna need to speed up a little bit, which is gonna be a fun thing to squeeze into that area. But anyway, for now, this is a fine proof of concept. Now we get into the next part over here, which is why I made these new drawers. So this is why I have this whole crisscross web of conveyor belts that I've made. Looks like some crazy factory, which is exactly what it is. So we're gonna have the singularities have to come over from here, and then fortunately you can have the conveyor belt stacked directly on top of conveyor belts. The items will still make it through. So we have singularities, and they're gonna come into here, and then we also have the ender dust, and the ender dust is gonna drop onto this conveyor belt here, and they're each going to feed into these drawers as soon as we add the andesite funnels. I hope, fingers crossed, singularities coming in, and then we want that, and that should, yep, okay, perfect. And then these should start going into their respective drawers, 4 and 5, 6 and 7. Perfect. That's exactly how we needed this to go. All right, here's the part where I feel like I actually have to build with the factory blocks. Otherwise, I'm gonna run into trouble later when I break things. So how we're gonna do this here is, I promise it's gonna end up making sense. We're gonna have funnels coming out from the bottom. Now, the way funnels actually work is that when they drop one item, that's it. They detect, okay, there's one of the items on the ground below me. I'm not gonna keep dropping more. And this is very good, so we don't just have a bunch of items scattered on the ground. Now down here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a couple of pressure plates. So we're gonna basically like AND gate this, all right? So we're gonna have it, so the item's gonna land there, the item is gonna land there. I guess it's an additional stoppage because I think those don't eject anymore when they're hit with a redstone signal. And then from here though, right, what we're gonna have is a couple of redstone torches on the other side. And so what should happen is that, okay, but what are you doing? You're supposed to, it's okay, I'm gonna have a, one sec. We're gonna have a redstone torch and a redstone torch. That's what we're gonna do. I just, forgot how pressure plates work for a second. But anyway, this is gonna basically function like an AND gate, right? So if I were to then put a torch over here, that torch is gonna be illuminated. Now, that means when these two have items on them, this is gonna power a redstone output, and this is what is going to ignite our TNT. I just have to figure out exactly where the TNT is gonna be deployed, and we can route it. But, I can just have that there. That's our, okay, it's time to light the TNT. Then on the other hand though, you collect these, it's gonna shut it off, but then more are gonna populate. So this basically means that once these run out, if they are a limiting factor as opposed to the TNT won't ignite until once again, these two items are provided here. I'm also like, I'm getting redundant with the upgrades for the drawers here. But once these fully dump out, then I can take their upgrades and, reuse them. So I know the whole drawer system is not efficient, but it's like, when I set up a new machine, I just want to have a place for the items to be stored. And sometimes that doesn't end up being the final place that they need to go. Let's say that we want our TNT to go kaboom right here. The most important thing is that it's within the range of the ender dust and the singularity being dropped down, which I should actually just so we're all on the same page here. This is what we're trying to do, is we're trying to get the quantum entangled singularity to drop one singularity, one ender dust, and cause an explosion within the range of the items. So here comes the central feature of this factory wing. The reactor progressing towards inductive coils requires a controlled explosion where nearby singularities and ender dust are combined. See if you can come up with a circuit to continuously blow up these dropped item stacks. Ender dust and singularities are not consumed in a 1-to-1 ratio. They do not have to be in the same exact location. So in theory, like, you could drop down an entire stack and blow it up, but I feel like over time, it's gonna be harder to sustain like a 64-to-1 ratio and time that and all that stuff. So I'm just doing it this way. Maybe there's a more efficient way, but by doing it this way, we get to make things blow up more, and there's a greater likelihood of my dying, which is obviously something that's very fun. Oh wait, we're not gonna be able to do it there because that's going to, the deployer is going to get stopped by the redstone signal. So I think we'll have to do it there, and I still think that's probably within range of both the things, but I guess we'll do it. Let's do a test. Let's do a test. Let's get this thing wired up and ready to go. And how should we do, like that? And then that should place TNT down there. And then let's get this moved over by one and hope that we have enough gearboxes on hand to make this happen. I suppose in theory, there would be a way to do like another sort of clutch setup so that this only fires off when the TNT is ready to go as well, but I don't know if it's entirely necessary to do that. And what I'm thinking honestly of doing is just like, I'm gonna use a vacuumulator to pick up the resultant quantum, and there's the TNT, okay. And then I think this is gonna work, right? I took off the andesite funnels because I didn't want these to keep dropping, but here's where he blows up the chunks, right? Here's where he goes and does it. All right, here we go, everybody. Get behind a blast shield here and try not to die. Observe from afar, and okay, there you go. Wait, no, why did it go before the... It did work. It did, wait, why is it staying on though? Oh, it's staying, I'll tell you why it's staying on. It's staying on because, frick. Grab it, and then it does it again. Okay, we know that it reaches. That's good. The issue is for some reason, this is permanently staying on. I don't know why. Frick. Everything's good. Why are you staying on? Stop staying on. No, oh, it's staying on because of the pressure plates. It was a bad wiring route. Bad wiring route, everybody. There we go, done, good. Oh, frick. Okay, I can, all right. We know the explosion is within range. I just, frick. The conveyor belts pick everything up, and also my inventory is full. Should be a very simple fix that I just, minor oversight. There we go. Now that should work. Maybe I should just get the vacuumulator, at least one of them put down and filtered to be picking these up. Just as a, yeah, let's just put it in a temporary spot right here, and then I need to make a filter. Also need to make another vacuumulator for the TNT. I love these things. Oh, the vacuumulators are so great, bro. I'm so glad that we did the whole zinc mechanism production and all that. Oh, hey, it's picking up the TNT. Cool, because we haven't filtered it. Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna need to filter both. I need to make 2 filters, right? Easy. We have accumulator here, filtered to allow TNT, and then just hopper into the deployer. And now we have the TNT going in. We can increase the production. This can fall wherever, and it'll be totally fine. And then on the other hand over here, this one, it'll probably end up moving, but just, again, to test proof of concept, let's get this added in, and then we want to have the quantum entangled singularity, which doesn't stack, which is annoying. Why? Oh, you picked up TNT, you fool. Allow that there, back over, and now. Okay, shall we test this again? Hopefully I don't mess up. There. Okay, yes, it blows with the TNT. Blows with the TNT, yes, cool. Picks it up. Come on, dude, this is working, right? I mean, this is it. That's freaking it right there, dude. Thank goodness for claimed chunks. Also, am I just destroying my armor little by little? Anyway, bro, this is so cool. This is so cool, dude. Now we're thinking with TNT. All right, it's obviously gonna get through our buffer of TNT like pretty quick here, and we need to get these put into a drawer. So I should think about where I want these to go next and put the vacuumulator there, but it's working, dude. It's freaking working. Now, how do I stop this from... Stop. I need to have like a lever put down somewhere to make it so that this can, oh, anyway, we ran out of TNT, so that works anyway. I guess one pitfall is that during this setup and when I go to, you know, beautify this area and whatnot, this stuff, unless I remove the funnels, it'll just despawn a set every 5 minutes, but like we're generating a lot more than that, so it's not a big deal. So the next step here, once I have the quantum entangled singularities, is we're gonna be combining them with dye, with a mechanical press. And the way that we're getting dye is we're gonna be deploying bone meal that we've also gotten from the whole campfire setup onto some 2-block tall plant, and then that's gonna drop the resultant plant every time we do that. And then I think we're gonna use that in order to get dye that is supplied and put into here. And I think we can choose whatever dye we want. And then this goes into further crushing wheels. So I have the, this is where the bone meal I have routed at the moment. So I'm thinking maybe let's put this, I'm gonna fill up my inventory right now. Let's put this, jeez, it'd be really great if these things would, you know, stack more than 2, but let's put this vacuumulator like over here. I don't know what the exact range is of it, but I'm hoping if we just do like, let's say right here, it does not have the filter. I need you to stop. It might, oh no, that must be out of range because it would be reaching that otherwise. So maybe I need to do it just like 1 block closer. So like right here with that, okay, that reaches both, perfect. So now we just need to do allow list and only the quantum entangled thing. I shouldn't have put them away. No, allow that only. Stop taking the other stuff. Stop stealing them. Cool, okay, so that'll be within range. That should pick it up. And then all we have to do is let's just hopper it into a drawer, and that should be relatively like easy access for getting it out and combining it with our dye afterwards. So let's do this. Oh God, wait, is it gonna, I don't know if it's gonna count each of the 2 as a stack. God, I hope not. But okay, let's just double check that this whole system is working by putting the torch down again. Okay, and making sure that, kaboom. Okay, is it working? Is it working? Are you, it's getting pulled. Yep, we got 2 of them. Are you picking up? You should be picking up allow list over there. What? Why isn't it hoppering in? Okay, it's not hoppering into the drawer for some reason. Does it have to be andesite funnel? I thought you could hopper into drawers. I had to look it up and the outlook is not good. So quantum entangled singularities, every time you generate a pair, they have unique NBT data, because with AE2, normally the way you use them, I think, is to link inventories at super long distance. So they have a unique frequency, and that means that they will never go into the same drawer with each other. So the only way to do this is to basically have it go from the vacuumulator directly into the next step of the process, going into the compacting and making it colorful. So that means that for the moment, we may want to just break the funnels, but I have been having fun with making the whole thing go kaboom. It has been kind of great. So let's just have it go kaboom like a few more times before we stop the kaboom. But yeah, we don't have a buffer to store these in. I'm hoping that, you know, the next step of the process, these ones will actually stack on top of each other, but we won't know until we try it. But now that we've had successful kaboomage here, I feel like this is a good place to wind down the episode. We achieved our goal for the day, and I have a lot of in-between episode beautification to take care of all over the place. So on that note, everybody, hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to like the video. I'm so glad I haven't crushed or exploded myself. That deserves a like at least, and subscribe to stay tuned for future episodes in the series where I will probably crush or explode myself. So thanks for watching, everybody, and playlist for more episodes if you missed any, and I'll see you next time.